This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live from Lima, Peru. Presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Canuck Clay Emo, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. Before I get started and before I do all my welcomes and hellos, tell me if the microphone is too high, because I was using, remember in Sweden I had this cute little lapel mic, and then I was fooling around with it earlier, and then it completely busted on me. So I'm going to cheap Amazon. I guess you get what you pay for. But let me know right away, is the audio too high? Because if it's too high, then I will turn it up. If it's too high, I'll turn it down. If it's too low, I'll turn it up. If it's generally okay, because this is what I tested at, I'll leave it, and then I'll let you adjust on your side for sure. So Lucas, I will get to your membership message in a sec. Harry, I'll get to your early birthday in a second. But so I get a couple of too low. I got a couple of it's too high. Sounds deep. I know. I tested my webcam mic. I tested this mic. This one didn't work. This is what I'm going to have to go with for today. Hopefully you guys can make it work. And if that's the case, a couple of you saying I need a bit more feedback. I got two too lows. That's too quiet. I got one that's too high. Sorry, not too high. That it's great. I need like one or two more pieces of feedback, and then I'll set it, and then I'll forget it. Set it and forget it. So welcome once again. Yes, it is 12:30 a.m. in Peru. That's the kind of dedication I have to you, my CCC family. Harry, it's not your birthday yet on your side, but it certainly is here in Peru. So Harry, happy birthday! You do get your birthday stream after all. So Harry, I can't remember. I think you're turning 20 something. Put it in the chat how old you are turning. And Ricky, by the way, to celebrate Harry's birthday, and Ricky, just for you, give me 2 seconds. Harry, happy birthday. Thanks for your support. Give me a second. Okay, to celebrate Harry, we can have some of my 3 liters of Pepsi. Look, it's still about 1/3 still there. So yes, a 3-liter bottle. You can see it right there, 3 liters of Pepsi. This, I don't know, I can't stand it. Ricky, I don't know if you liked it. It's very popular here, Inca Cola. It tastes like a mix of bubble gum and cream soda. So if you like that kind of thing, good on you. Not for me, but this is obviously what I'm sticking with. I'm going to put this away now. Give me 2 seconds. Well, I guess I can keep talking because I'm on my on my headset, so you can hear me going through the fridge here. I can run around the room and you can still hear me. Look at this. I can go way back here. Okay. So if you're wondering if I'm keeping everyone, I just completely knocked everything over here. Let me finish my intro. I'll tell you a bit about Peru, and then I'll talk a bit about ELIAS Pettersson's contract, his next contract, and then I'll turn it over to all of you. So tonight, because I'm only on one screen, we won't be playing any games tonight. I kind of put that in my post earlier today. But if you want to hang out with me tonight, that'll be great. Now I'm warm, you guys, from running around a little bit. So give me a second. Okay. I think I am set. That's enough shenanigans for now. So once again, thank you for being here. I want to give a shout out to my moderators. Do what you need to do. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members. Thanks for your support as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're back home in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland province, country, or around the world like this guy is, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me, I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So this is what I would love you to do as we start off. I would love you to subscribe. Then you can get active in the chat section, and you can get my videos, I wouldn't say every single day, but whenever I post them. You should like this video. There are 30 of you in here, which is awesome. I can't tell how many likes we have. I think we only have 5 or 10 likes, 10 likes. So let's bump that up. Like the fact that it's Harry's birthday. Like the fact that it's my dad's 82nd birthday. I'm going to talk about him in a second. Like the fact that I actually went to bed and then woke up about half an hour ago just to stream, just for you guys. I'm not pandering for likes. I'm just telling you the reality of the time change and so on and so forth. You can leave a donation like legendary Lucas Gates did. So let's highlight that right now. The legend himself comes in, says, Hola Clay, a friend of mine just submitted his application for the Anthem Singer casting role. I hope he gets it, up and coming musician. That is awesome. The Canucks are indeed looking for more Anthem singers, not to necessarily replace Marie, Elizabeth, and Juggy, who've been seeming to get the most of them, but they're looking for a variety of singers, not just one, as the social media posts. It wasn't the best worded post for sure, but yes, they're looking for some Anthem singers. They're looking for some entertainment. They're looking for an in-arena host. So a lot of things that the Canucks are looking for. No, I did not apply for any of them, especially the singing one. But that is awesome, Lucas. Thank you for the donation. So shout out to Lucas. Let's give Lucas some love in the chat. Lucas also uses his membership message, which I can't get to. So Lucas gets the donation train out of the station, which is awesome. And then he used his membership message, which I can't show on screen, but I can still talk about. Lucas here for 30 months, basically one of the very, very first people that came on when I introduced membership, and he says, Hola Clay, 30 months hype. That is awesome. Thank you for using your 30-month membership message. That's amazing. We also have some more love here because it looks like we have a gift of a membership. So not only can you subscribe, but you can subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, but you can gift memberships as well. I can't show it on the screen, but Adam Lee 007 gifts a membership, which is the same as a $5 donation. Thank you, Adam. Let's give Adam some love in the chat. And not only is it a $5 donation, but it also allows Taylor Betts to come back to franchise membership. I know she's a very hardworking student, so she appreciates this. And Taylor is now a franchise member for the next month. So thank you to Adam, and welcome to Taylor. You guys are awesome. I see a lot of people in here, and then Chad G is here, which is awesome. I know that he has always been here as IC, but now he's in here under his real name, or at least another fake name that isn't IC, and it's Chad. Glad that you're here, Chad, and thanks for the funny tweets as always. Appreciate that, Indigo. No, I'm here. I wanted to. It's funny. Even though I'm gone for 11 days, I only miss one Sunday, which is pretty cool. So I thought, why not? And I'll tell you about my experience for sure. No, and I wanted to be here tonight and just hang out with all of you, because honestly, I miss you guys. I hope you miss me. You don't have to tell me that you miss me in the chat. Well, you can, but I missed all you guys. So let me go for in a second. I haven't even finished my whole intro yet. Hold on, because we got so much going on, you guys. Coach Rob gives a membership, which is awesome. $5 donation, and that membership goes to Brandon Hunt. So welcome to franchise membership, Brandon. I think that's a new name for me, which is great. Coach Rob, thank you for your generosity. Let's give Coach Rob some love as well. We got the legend Lucas Gates coming through again with another donation. Crazy to think that my membership streak now matches my current age. Love it. 30 months equals 30 years. Yeah, and that's the only time that's going to happen, obviously, because next month will be 31 months, yet you don't turn 31 until November 1st. So that's awesome, Lucas. Thanks again for the donation, and thanks for pointing that out. You guys are being very generous. I don't know if you appreciate it because I'm over here in Sweden. I keep saying Sweden because I'm over here in Peru. Sweden was last summer when I was, time change was worse. I was streaming at 6 a.m. to do 10 p.m. I think it was 8 hours ahead last year, and I had a roommate that I had to worry about, who's here again, but he's here with his family just as I'm here with my family. No, Adam, it's all good. I'm going to get to this in a second. Jacob's in a different room across the hall. My lovely wife, Gail, is sleeping. She's been sleeping for a few hours. This worked out just perfect. It'd be different if I was streaming every single night or all day, every single day, but 1 hour during my trip is not going to hurt anyone. But I do appreciate that. And then, Harry, do I like traveling to Sweden or Peru? I'm really enjoying Peru because my lovely wife, Gail, is here. Okay, guys, I'm going to get to your questions in a second, or else I'll never get through everything. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll finish my intro first. So let's do that now. So you can leave a donation like Lucas has done. You can gift memberships like Coach Rob and Adam have done. You can become a member yourself, or you can upgrade your membership as well. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. I'm not sure how well this episode is going to translate into podcast listening, but I still appreciate your appreciation. I still appreciate your loyalty. I almost swore. Loyalship is what I was going to say. Loyalty, membership, everything. I appreciate all of that. So I'm still going to try and have some semblance of order. I'm going to talk about us. I almost said it again. I'm going to talk about Peru first and how we got here, what we've been doing, and what Jacob's tournament's going to be like. Then I'm going to talk about Elias Pettersson's next contract just for a few minutes, just to set up our discussion. Then I'm going to take your thoughts on Elias Pettersson's new contract, and then I will do some Ask Me Anything, both Canucks and Peru related, anything you want. So I think I'm going to go for the full hour tonight. I'm going to space it out, not rush, but the only difference is between this and usual Sunday streams is, number one, I won't be doing any games because of the screen sharing. It's going to be more difficult to do because I'm only on one screen. So no games tonight, sorry to disappoint you, but more time for us to chat. And number two, obviously a different setup. I got my travel webcam, I got my AirPods, I'm in a hotel room in Peru, but hopefully we can make it all work. Okay, makes sense. And once again, happy birthday to Harry, who turns 20-something. I'm not sure if you typed in the chat. Harry, how old are you turning? Harry's birthday in an hour and 15 minutes back home, and then it's already 12:45 in the morning here. And then it was my dad's 82nd birthday today. My dad was born on July 30th, 1941. Passed away 19 years ago. So next year is going to be his 20th death anniversary. And I won't say too much about my dad. Many of you know that I've talked about him before. He's the one who helped me become a Canucks fan. I have vivid memories of listening to every Canucks game on the radio because they weren't all televised back in the day. Me, him, my brother, Jason, all lying on my dad and mom's bed, listening to every game. Jim Robson and Tom Larscheid, silky smooth voice of Jim Robson, Tom Larscheid covering it on CKNW 980. I'm just listening to the stream itself. Yeah, it sounds like I'm on an AM radio right now, but that's what you get when you use AirPods, I guess. By the way, if you were around when you ever listened to games on CKNW 980, type that in the chat. I want to know if you guys were around. Are you of my age? I know Coach Rob and there are some others that are, but anyone else listened, or turning 26, that's awesome, Harry. Anyone else listened to Jim Robson, Tom Larscheid on CKNW 980 back in the day? So let me know about that. So Fangirl, I'll honor your donation in just a second. So with my dad, obviously the one who made me a Canucks fan and truly my hero. And he was, I kind of joked on Twitter today, he was the most popular dad in the neighborhood. In fact, people would come over, my friends would come over, knock on my door. I would open the door, get so excited to see my friends, and they would say, "Hey Clay, is your dad home so he can come out to play?" So these are my friends bypassing me and asking if my dad was home so he could come out and play with them, because he was the most popular dad on the block, and he was the one that they wanted to see. And he played street hockey with us every single day, which is pretty cool. And I appreciate all the generosity that's coming through with the mention of my dad. I didn't do that, obviously, for that. I did it because I love him and I miss him, and it's his 82nd birthday. But we got this wonderful donation from Fangirl. Fangirl with a nice donation says, in memory of your dad, Clay. Thank you, Fangirl. I appreciate you. Let's give Fangirl some love in the chat. My dad's name was Larry Lawrence, not the most Asian name ever. His Japanese name was Kikuo, Kikuo. So once again, Fangirl, thank you for that generous donation. Always appreciate you. And we also have another gifted membership. You guys are amazing. Adam comes through with yet another membership. And this one goes to Duncan Chan. I recognize Duncan's name, but Duncan is back to franchise membership. So welcome, Duncan and Adam. Thank you for your generosity as well. So that is my quick discussion about Dad. Thank you for listening. And I just realized when I bumped the table, I spilled all my Pepsi all over the place. So I should probably wipe this out. No, we'll make it work. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. Now, so again, Peru. Getting here wasn't as bad as it may have looked. I wasn't trying to complain on Twitter or on social media, but I wanted to just kind of give an honest recollection of what happened. Everything got here fine. Our luggage, most importantly, Jacob's bowling balls, and you guys know that it's me, Gail, and Jacob that traveled here. Sean and Kayla are back at home. Hopefully the house is still okay. But Sean and Jacob are back home. But yeah, Gail came with me this year. Last year in Sweden, it was just me and Jake. This year in Peru, it's me, Gail, and Jacob. You guys, everything would have been fine if the gate agent for WestJet simply said, hey, your bags will be checked all the way through to Lima. Because everything would have been fine. We would have known that we would have to pack a few toiletries because we were overnight in LA. I'll talk about it in a second. And then when we show up to Peru the next day, everything would have been fine. So remember, Jacob did not travel down here with us. He actually had a different flight because the Canadian Bowling Federation booked his flights, and they paid for his flight, which is awesome. So Jake traveled separate from us with one of the coaches who's from Nanaimo. So the guy from Nanaimo flew to Vancouver, and then they together flew Vancouver to Mexico City, and then Mexico City to Lima. So it's kind of funny. Jacob left, I think, 6 or 8 hours after us, but because of a shorter layover, he actually got here 1 hour before us. So there's that. So Jacob got here and he was on a separate flight. But for Gail and me, like I said, the WestJet agent said, oh no, you have to pick up your bags at LAX and then recheck them in the next day for your flight to Peru. We said, are you sure? Because our baggage tag says Lima as final destination. She goes, oh yeah, because of the length of your layover, you have to get your bags in LAX. So we fly to LAX, just a quick 2.5 hour flight on WestJet. Got my emergency exit row because you saw on Twitter or on social media, I'm 5'6". My legs are so long and so big that I need all this extra space. Yeah, right. By the way, if you were tall and you were tucked in a row behind me, and you saw a guy like me, 5'6", in the emergency exit row, do you get mad at me, or are you fine? You say, I'm not here to judge. Clay must really deserve the exit row seat. So anyways, exit row seat, get to LA, and of course, we cannot find the suitcase we checked in. We cannot find the bowling balls that we put into oversized baggage. So after about an hour at LAX, we just said, okay, let's not worry about it. Our presumption has got to be, because they didn't come off the carousel, they didn't come out of oversized. After an hour checking with WestJet, checking with LATAM, which was our next flight the next day, we said, okay, we're not going to worry about it. There are worse things that can happen. So Gail's our brother-in-law picked us up. Gail's sister and her sister's husband were down in LA, just happened to be LA for vacation. So they took us out. This was planned. They picked us up from the airport, took us to Walmart to buy some toiletries. We got some In-N-Out burger, and we had a good rest in the hotel. Then back at the airport the next morning, we check in, and of course, we take Air LATAM's word that our 2 bags are on there, And then we get to Lima, and we were able to easily find our suitcase and Jacob's bowling balls. We brought 3 of Jake's bowling balls, and Jacob brought his other 6. So everything actually worked out just fine. It was just that stressful 18-hour layover in LA where we didn't know if our bags were going to be stuck at LAX or if indeed they would get through to Lima, and they did. You guys, Air Latam is really nice. Latin American Airlines, we had an emergency exit row, and so that was nice, just to ourselves because there's only 2 seats on the side of the plane. And we had 2 meals, both very good meals, and we were 2 rows from the washroom, which was really nice. So not right next to the washroom or across from it so we could smell it, but 2 rows back, and it was perfect. So it turned out to be really good. Yeah, Jarvis, I'll talk about my hotel. Actually, I can show you my hotel in a second. So we've been here since we got here on Thursday night. So Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday. This is our 4th night of the hotel. Thursday, so Friday was more get acclimated. They did an unofficial practice. Yesterday they did an unofficial practice, and today was their official practice, wearing Team Canada jerseys and of course the opening ceremonies as well. And we start with singles tomorrow. So if actually you want to follow Jacob and his progress, I'll put it up right now. You can actually go to panambowling.com. And when you go to panambowling.com, right at the top, it'll say U21 division, under 21 division. So you can follow actually how he's doing. And tomorrow he bowls at 2 p.m. Pacific time. 2 p.m. Pacific time, singles competition. So 4 p.m. my time, we're 2 hours ahead, as you guys know. 2 p.m. Pacific time. If you want to follow Jacob's progress, you can go right there. And then actually, I wonder if I can share the screen here. I know I wasn't going to do this because I don't want to make this too confusing, but let's see if I can make this work actually. I still won't do the games because it'll just be too complicated tonight, but I want to see if I can at least show you this. All right, so this, when you go to Pan Am Bowling, you can go here, and this is what you see. And then whether you're on mobile or whether you're on desktop, if you go to resultados, sub 21, that's where he is, the under 21. There's under 18 and under 16 though. You go to under 21, and then it's feminine and masculine, girls and guys. If you go to guys, and then you see all the names listed here. So there's only 34 names and there you see Jacob Emo Canada right here. So they bowl 6 games every day, singles, doubles, trios, and then team competition. So then and then they add them all up at the end and see how well you did as well. So you can track it right here. But yes, if you want to follow Jacob's progress tomorrow, you can at panambowling.com. Awesome. I'll show you really quickly what the hotel looks like, and then I'll talk a bit more about Peru, and then so it's actually a nice hotel. So there is the door. There's a little kitchen area with a stove and a microwave. There's actually a washroom right there, a smaller washroom, as you can see it. So sorry if I'm making you dizzy. There's we have all our clothes out because the drawers were stinky, so we didn't put them in there. And then in there, I'm not going to open it and show you guys. There's our bedroom and another washroom inside. So for the 2 of us, it is very nice. It is very, very spacious, as you can see. And if you remember last year, I was vlogging from my Sweden room, and it was a lot tighter. And I was sharing it with another parent who was very nice, but also did not like to wear a lot of clothing, so which was fine. I love Martin, but yes, I don't know if it's that East Coast European Frenchman thing, but yes, he did not wear a lot of clothing, so it made for some interesting conversations, but all good conversations, me and Martin. But it's me and my lovely wife Gail this year. I will not comment on how much clothing she wears. No, she wears a lot of clothing. I better stop right there before I get in trouble, either from you guys here on YouTube or from Gail, who she can't even hear me because she's fast asleep. By the way, like Fangirl, put type in the comments below if you remember the Sweden streams. If you remember me streaming, because I remember it was the Stanley Cup Finals between Colorado and Tampa Bay, and then I streamed a few times from Sweden. So just remember, put in the chat if you actually came to any of the streams in Sweden. Lastly, and then I'll talk about Pettersson, and I'll get to all of you. Had some really good food already. We've had ceviche, we've had saltado, scallops and Parmesan cheese. As you can see, we tried the Inca Cola, even though I settled back to my familiar Pepsi. But yeah, we've eaten well, we've sightseed. We did a lot of really cool things. Saw a really nice basilica and convent and catacombs, which is where a lot of people are buried. So I saw skulls and bones yesterday, so that was kind of cool. But now all the fun and games is out of the way. Sightseeing done. Now it's going to be 5 straight days in the bowling alley, and that is going to be the theme of the next 5 days, and that's why we are here in Peru. So our family vacations now are based around Jacob's bowling accomplishment. So thank you everyone for your prayers, for your thoughts, for always checking in on me on social. I appreciate it, and I wanted to come and stream with you just for an hour tonight so I could hang out with all of you, because truly I do miss you. Lastly, let me talk about Elias Pettersson, and then I will turn it over to all of you. So just so you know where I'm going, I will talk about PD for 5 minutes, then I will do my mid-show sponsor read. I'll get your answers about PD for about 10-15 minutes, and then we'll do Ask Me Anything for the last 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll go from there. I know I could not go to Machu Picchu because Wuhan is just simply too far and not enough time in the schedule to make it work, but thank you for asking. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time on this PD thing because I did a whole vlog about it with some comparables, but this is what my vlog, and this is what I'm going to ask you in a second, is what do you think PD's next contract might be? Now, let's set this up. Pettersson is in year number 6, so he had a 3-year entry-level deal. Now he's in the 3rd year. He's entering the final year of his second 3-year deal. At the end, so he's under contract, so don't worry. If he doesn't have a new contract yet, we're fine. He's under contract for this upcoming season, but now, as of July 1st, we can sign him anytime now to his new contract. And obviously, if it's your own free agent, you can sign him for up to 8 years. So everyone is hoping for an 8-year max contract. Right now, this season, final year of his 3-year contract, he's making $7.35 million. 7.35. Sebastian Aho, a player that Pettersson has been loosely compared to in the past, just signed his new 8-year deal with the Carolina Hurricanes, $78 million, so that's $9.75 million. $9.75 million times 8 makes $78 million for Sebastian Aho. Aho, over 6 or 7 seasons, is a .90 points per game player, whereas PD is a .99 points per game player. So PD has outperformed Aho in the regular season. Playoffs, smaller sample size for PD, he's at 1.06 points per game. Aho is at .92 points per game. So you could argue already that Pettersson outpoints Aho both in the playoffs and and in the regular season. So already you're thinking that PD should make more than Aho at 9.75. PD is also 18 months younger, but that doesn't matter. Even last season, remember Aho gets this new contract after having a 67-point season, 36 goals, 31 assists, 67 points. PD last year had 102 points, 39 goals, 63 points, 63 assists for 102. So 102 points for PD, only 67 for Aho. Aho gets a new contract for $9.75 million times 8. PD, for my vlog, I said, let's presume he has another 100-point season. He might not match 100, but I don't think he's going to drop off to 75 or 80. So let's use 100 points as our basis. Finally, I looked at all the comparables, the guys that make $10 million or more in the league, and there's only 15 of them. That's it. In the entire NHL, only 15 guys have a cap hit of $10 million or more. There's McKinnon at 12.6, McDavid at 12.5, so those are the 2 elite guys that make more than 12. McKinnon 12.6, McDavid 12.5. Then listen to these, and I want you to think about where you'd slot PD among these. Then Panarin 11.6, Matthews 11.6, Erik Karlsson 11.5, David Pastrnak 11.3, Doughty 11 million, Tavares 11 million. So 8 guys make 11 million or more. 2 of them are defensemen in Doughty and Karlsson. So 4 forwards, McKinnon, McDavid, who make 12.5, then Panarin, Matthews, Pasternak, and Tavares, 11 to 11.5. Then there are another 7 guys that make between 10 and 11. You have Mitch Marner at 10.9, Carey Price at 10.5, Jonathan Huberdeau at 10.5, and then you have 4 guys at 10: Kopitar, Barkov, Eichel, and Bobrovsky. So let's take out Bobrovsky at 10. Let's take out Carey Price at 10.5. Then you have only 5 skaters that make between 10 and 11 million, and then they are, like I said, Mitch Marner at 10.9, Huberdeau at 10.5, and then Kopitar, Barkov, and Eichel at 10. It's debatable whether or not Pettersson is better than Kopitar, Barkov, or Eichel. He's younger than all of them, so let's say he's at least a $10 million player. Then that Huberdeau at 10.5 sticks out to me because I think Pettersson is way better than Huberdeau at 10.5, so you can see how Huberdeau's contract is kind of too big. So I basically, if you saw my vlog, I came out at 8 years times 10.75, and that equates to, I think, $86 million. So again, 8 years times 10.75. So I put him over Huberdeau, over Barkov, Eichel, and Kopitar, but not as good yet as Pasternak. And I think he's better than Tavares and Marner. I'm just not sure if he's going to get that money. So 8 years times 10.75 gets you $86 million. So exactly what I see, what Jed said in there, and there's a couple others. But yes, I think that's what it's going to be for now. So in a second, we can start doing it right now, but I'm only going to highlight the ones from when I say go. But in a second, I'm going to ask you what you think Pettersson's next contract is going to be. But before I do that, let me do a quick mid-show sponsor read. So first, shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform Personal Training Weight Loss. Use the link ptform.com and check out what they're all about. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of the fine artwork that's at home in my home office. Thank you to Monkey Nine Brewing, my eternal sponsor, and thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the URL tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off of your next Vessi purchase. A mid-show reminder to all you to subscribe, to like the video, to leave donations like Lucas will be doing, to gift memberships like others and Lucas and Fangirl will be doing when it comes to the donations. Gift memberships like Adam and others have done. I think Coach Rob did as well. And also become a member or upgrade your membership. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Man, there's 50 of you in here. I'm so appreciate you guys being here. So now, I will highlight some of them. How much is Pettersson's next contract going to be? I will put in any of your new comments starting now. I said, so give me everything, like years, hopefully 8. Give me per season and give me your total. So I think it's going to be 8 times 10.75 for $86 million. Brandon says 10.5 times 8, top heavy like McKinnon's. Brandon, can you explain what you mean by that? I presume that his salary, you're saying, is going to be heavy at the start and then it tails off, but it averages out to 10.5. Let me know if that's what you mean. But Brandon says 10.5 times 8, which is 21 to 82, $84 million contract. Swag is saying 8 times 10.76. Sorry, 8 times 10.6, excuse me. So a bit more than Brandon. Edmund is saying 9.75. Times what, Edmund? I presume that's times 8. I think that might be a little low. Harry says, hey, Clay, I think that whatever Petey makes or gets for his next contract, I'll be happy with him. Yes, I think most people don't care what it is, within reason. They just want to make sure that it does indeed happen. Adam, I think, trying to pull her leg a bit, $5 million in Edmonton for 3 years. Brandon, same thing. Tyler says, remember the cap space? Yes, Tyler, but remember, his contract, as I explained, is locked in for this season already. And we expect the salary cap to go up next year, and a lot of contracts expire as well. So we don't have to worry about cap space for Petey's next contract just yet. Jay talking about the forward from Carolina. That's the AHO we were talking about. Chad says 8 times 10, but he has no clue. No problem. That's an educated guess. Top players in NHL don't even make 50 mil, but average baseball player makes 20 mil. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Hockey has obviously the lowest salaries of the big four. Tech Boy, I am Peruvian. Well, Tech Boy, I love your country. It is beautiful. Whether PD will want to stay with the Canucks, in my opinion, will likely depend on the Canucks this season. Yeah, David, that's a fair comment. He might wait to see how this season goes. Oh, Fillmore, how was Brian Adams? Good Burnaby boy, Brian Adams. How was it? Oh, Fangirl, I like this. I have not seen this number yet. 10.85 times 8. I like it. 10.85 times 8. In terms of PD and AHO, PD putting out 102 points with playing with a first-year player from Russia, and Mikheyev playing with one leg, and the other combination of wingers. So Peter's saying, yes, another feather in PD's cap. Oh, front-loaded. Yes, exactly. McKinnon is getting 16.5 this year, and then he's only getting 9. And I say only lightly. Yes, I would say only very lightly as well. 9 million. 10.5 or 10.75 for PD, and then maybe 10.8. Okay, so Peter says anywhere between 10.5 and 10.8. I'm getting cold now, you guys. I think I have the air conditioning cranked in the room because Gil likes it cold when she sleeps, and it's the same system for out here in the main space and in the bedroom. So I'm putting the hoodie back on. Gotta take off my glasses first. Probably that's probably pretty loud on the AirPods. Okay, what else we got? Lucas says, I think he earns his money regardless. Pay the man. Lucas, I like that. Tyler, I think that's a little low in money, and that's definitely low in years. There's no way the Canucks are only going to sign him for 4. Not average ball player, but other leagues are higher. NBA is the most crazy. Brian Adams is great. Played all my favorites. That's awesome. See concerts. It was a pleasure to see you at the Tears for Fears concert before you flew up to Peru. You're a real trooper, Clay. Yeah, I was at that Tears for Fears concert. Definitely made a point to see you and to see Justin that night. PD is going to make more than 10.5. I wonder what Hughes and Demko are going to get in their next contract. Hughes is going to be around 10. Demko is going to demand at least 6 7. Yeah, Demko's still got 2 more years left on his, 2 or 3 years left in his contract, so we'll see. And I agree that Hughes is going to be up in the 9-10 range for sure. Yeah, it's their winter here in in Peru, David, but it's the days are between 20 and 22 degrees, so I'm still in t-shirt and shorts. But yes, as winter here, many of the locals are wearing jackets and jeans, and sometimes even winter jackets. So it's kind of a strange. I definitely stick out, and not because I'm so good looking. How to put on a hoodie with your host Canuck Clay, brought to you by Pepsi. Yeah, we have everything. I got Canucks branding. I got my Pepsi. Yeah, it should be good. J-Kit, 8 times 10.25. Okay. Shannon says, 8 times, it looks like a date of August 87th, but 8.87.7. So Shannon, I'm not sure if one of those is a year. If you're saying 8 years at 8.7, or you're saying 8 years at a total of 87 million, which would actually be just under 10, just under 11. Maybe that's what you're saying. Actually, yeah, that's actually 8 years at 10.95, I think is what you're saying, which would be fair. Is there a chance for Stanley Cup under Aquilini? You got to hope so, otherwise what are we doing here? But hasn't been great, I will say that. Has not been great. Now think about it, he'll only be 32 at the end of an 8-year contract, so maybe a more spread out top of every contract, still heavy at first, but making a lot at the end. That's fair. Yeah, some people talked about this, Lucas. Good question. Could the new contract have a captaincy clause? My guess is no, but that's a great question. Now it's up to 8.997.7. Yeah, Shannon, still, I think you're saying 8 years at a lot of money. Peter, I'll answer this question. Ask it again when I get to the Peru questions in about 5 minutes, okay? For sure. Harry, no, it's not. There's more Coke than Pepsi, but it wasn't hard to find Pepsi. The corner store right downstairs was able to find it. I better answer this now, Peter, before I forget. From an environmental standpoint, of course, it depends where you are. Lima has a it's very similar to the Philippines, if you guys have been there, in that a lot of traffic. It's cleaner than the Philippines, though. There's not as much pollution, but a lot of homelessness, a lot of street beggars, a lot of street vendors, depending on what part of town you are. Where we are is more the tourist district, industrial district, so it's nicer. I felt safe in certain areas for sure, walking around, not in all areas. But in Sweden, we were in a very nice town called Helsingborg, so it was very clean and the air was very fresh. So I'd say the town we were in Sweden was a little bit cleaner, but because it was a lot smaller than Lima is. Okay, we'll get back to Pettersson stuff, and then we'll get to Peru questions later. Edmund says 9.75 times 6. Oh, a shorter contract. How many points do you think PD will get this upcoming season? I still think you'll get 100. Maybe not more than that, but I'd say 100. So I'll keep the comments about PD, and then we'll get to Ask Me Anything. 8 years at 11 million. Is it still PD or Hughes for captain next season? I think they have the inside track for sure. Shannon, thank you. 8 years at 87.9. So that is indeed $10.975 million a season. Yep, that's fair. And no one has called me a gringo yet. Ricky, is that good or bad? Hey, Justin, thanks for being here. Yeah, I've already shared the story, so I'm going to respectfully ask you to watch back the replay, but I'm glad that you are here, Justin. Okay, let's move into Ask Me Anything now, because you guys are giving me your contract. You can still put your contract predictions in here, but I will move to Ask Me Anything for the last 15 minutes. I think it is indeed a make or break year for Besser. He's saying all the right things, and we so badly need him to be a difference maker this year for sure. Since you're in Peru, how about the Canucks? Oh, get it, Inca Cola, Canucks. Not bad, Lucas. Not bad. Actually, Justin, if you're still here, I didn't mean to. That wasn't meant to be such a blow-off answer. But yeah, I just talked about getting here. I talked about some of my sightseeing, and now from here on in, it's go time for Jacob. Our priority will be Jacob and the bowling alley. Here we go, Tyler. That makes more sense. 7 times 10.5. That makes more sense. Liam says 8 times 10.5. Seen that number quite a bit for sure. Coach Rob's trying to get PD for $18.85 an hour. Might be a little tough, but you might have really, really good negotiating skills. Be very impressed. I believe I was 8 hours. Oh, I'm just going to look it up right now. What time is it in Sweden? Oh, I was way off. I said it was 6 hours. I said it was 8 hours ahead of Vancouver. It is actually 11 hours ahead of Vancouver. So they are technically 9 hours ahead of me. So Lima is 2 hours ahead of Vancouver, and Sweden's another 9 hours ahead. So 11 hours ahead of Vancouver. So that means when I was doing 10 p.m. streams, it was only 9 a.m., not 6 a.m. I guess that makes more sense. But, I know what it was. But Stanley Cup Finals started at 5 a.m. Sorry. Stanley Cup Finals started at 5 p.m. Pacific. So when I was live streaming the game, I think I did one Stanley Cup Final game, 5 p.m. That means it was 4 a.m. in Sweden. That wasn't very smart. Ricky says gringo just means a person from Canada or the States. Okay, good. Well, I'm gonna walk out tomorrow in the bowling alley and say, the gringo is here. The gringo is in the building. That's what I'm gonna say. I'll let you know how that goes. What do I look forward to this coming season with the Canucks' new additions? Stronger defensive play, stronger penalty killing, for sure. Do you think a 3-liter Pepsi is overkill for anyone that's not native from Peru? It depends. Like for me, that's gonna last me the majority of the week, so it's perfect. So I didn't think it's overkill. Of course, I drink probably more Pepsi than the average person. Is it overkill? Yeah, but yeah, I guess it really depends on your perspective. So yes, to answer your question, it could be overkill for sure. Jay says not. You can't go 9 years, Jay. You got 8 years the max, but you're saying 11.5. Yes, Jed. Jacob is vlogging as we speak, as long as it doesn't distract from his performance tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to what he's going to come up with for sure. Rockbuster 1234 back is broken. Thanks, Jake V. Referring to was it Vertana who did not close the bench door? A 3-liter Pepsi would be like a big gulp. You're in a resort. That's pretty cool, Ty. From California to Peru was 8.5 hours. Yeah, 2.5 hours to LA, 8.5 hours from, no, more like 8 hours from LA to Lima. Oh, great question, Shannon. So in Peru, when paying for things, what would be the cost of stuff in Peru being Canada? So one Canadian dollar is worth 2.5 Peruvian sol. So basically you divide by 2.5. So an easy way to think about it is 10 sol is $4, because 4 times 2.5 is 10. So Gail and I, we ordered to the bowling alley today. We ordered some food from McDonald's. We ordered a Big Mac, quarter pounder cheese, and 3 fries, and it was 16 sol. 16 sol. So that was no, it was more than 16 sol. Whatever it is, no, my math is wrong. No, it was 16 times. Sorry, it was 16 Canadian dollars. 16 Canadian dollars times 2.5. Okay, that makes more sense. So it was about 40 sol for those 2 burgers and 3 fries. So 40 sols was $16, and I think if I did the same in Canada, it would be about $20 to $21 for what we got, including delivery charge. So I think things are a bit cheaper here, but not massively. But yeah, your dollar definitely goes further here, the Canadian dollar does, than it would at home. I have not tried Pepsi with Mentos, for sure. Sweden is not, yeah, that's what I thought, Jay. Sweden is 9 hours ahead of Vancouver. Oh yeah, you guys, thank you, Jay, for that. No wonder the math didn't add up. Yeah, my calculation was wrong because my computer is still in Vancouver time. So let's try this again. Jay is completely right. So Peru is 2 hours ahead of Vancouver, and Sweden is only 7 hours ahead of Peru. So 2 plus 7 is 9. So Jay is indeed right. That makes way more sense, because I remember now a 10 p.m. stream last year was 7 a.m. for me in Sweden. Very good. Very, very good. Being a Pepsi guy since high school, indoor vending machines to the Coke. Do you like Coke? I don't enjoy it. Yeah, I'll drink Coke for sure. If they don't have Pepsi, I will drink Coke, no problem. But I like the taste of Pepsi. I think it's sweeter too, and I'm not sponsored by Coke. Close the door, Jake. I thought you meant my Jake, but yes, Jake for Tannen, for sure. Does Peru take Canadian dollars and paying for things? No, they do. No, I didn't try because we brought Peruvian sol and U.S. dollars. We did not bring any Canadian dollars. I just think they either wouldn't. They probably wouldn't actually. Well, they'll take U.S. for sure. 8 years, that makes sense. Have you found your buying power is better than Peru? Yes, just a little bit, Lucas. It's a bit stronger here. Good question. No, Swag, no one speaks English here. Very, very few. So we've had some funny interactions already. In fact, here's a good one today. The security guard at the bowling center, we were trying to figure out what she wanted, and Gail and I thought she wanted to take a picture of us. So I don't know why we thought this. Well, maybe because she knew I was Canuck Clay. So Gail and I are posing, and she's like, no, and then she starts using her hands and stuff. So then we simply, but she used her hands, but then she held up her phone. So we couldn't figure out so we brought in one of the bowlers to interpret for us. And it turns out that the security guard, her daughter was turning 18 years old today, and she wanted us to, maybe because she liked Gail and me, or maybe because we're good looking, or maybe both, she wanted us to record a video greeting for her daughter's 18th birthday. So that was kind of cute, but that was a perfect example of how we were nowhere close to what she was originally asking. California to Peru is Air Latam. LATAM stands for Latin American Airlines. Weather's beautiful. It's been sunny, no rain. Starts off cloudy in the morning. So Gail and I work out in the morning, and we're on the top floor, and it's kind of cloudy, kind of misty, but then it becomes sunny, but not too hot, 20 to 22 degrees Celsius. No sushi yet, Coach Rob, maybe near to the end of the week. Remember when Pepsi went around and did taste tests around Vancouver? I remember they had a big thing outside the art gallery. I don't remember that. No, Lucas, I've used Google Translate a couple times to take pictures of menus, and you know how then it translates on the spot. But no, haven't used any translation apps. Yeah, one Canadian is 2.72 for sure, but then when you go to an exchange place, they're not going to give you 2.72. They're going to give you a lower rate. So the rate I got was 2.5. So that's kind of what I use because I bought my money at 2.5. That's what I kind of use in my head. But you're right, $1 Canadian by rate is supposed to get me 272 Peruvian sol, but it only got me 2.5. Beach was fine, Ricky. We walked down to Miraflores, the cliffs in Miraflores. It was beautiful. Posted a couple pictures on my Instagram, my Twitter. It was really nice. No, I'm not a big dessert guy, Harry. So we got offered at some of the restaurants we went to, but haven't had any desserts just yet. Who do I think is the best fit for captaincy? Originally, I thought it was Pettersson, but the more I hear both Petey and Hughes speak, and the way I hear even Rick talk about the players, not that he says anything bad about Petey, but he raves about Hughes and his leadership, I think it's going to be Quinn Hughes now. I really do. Was going through border control in Peru quick and it was very easy. Just told them what we were here for, and that's it. There's some apps that you can speak into a region another language, so you can take turns speaking with the person. Okay, I might have to look that up, Chad. Maybe I'll look it up at the bowling alley tomorrow, because like I said, Jacob doesn't bowl until 4 local time. The girls bowl at 12:30 or at 12, and we're gonna go watch them first. So girls singles at 12, and then boys singles at 4. I will post any live stream links on Twitter and on my community board for anyone trying to watch. No, Harry, no one has recognized me as Canuck Clay in Peru. Hockey is not a big thing here, but that's fine. Yes, Nazem turned 50 today, exactly. Jay says JT Miller for captain. The hotel looks something like out of a movie. Yeah, it's a very nice hotel, that is for sure. Does water go down the drain in the opposite direction? I hope not, because then we'd have some problems in my bathroom. But water, thankfully, goes down the right way. But we aren't supposed to drink the water or have any ice by extension here, just because it is a tad unsafe. Hey, Sheldon, yes, everything is great. Thank you. Okay, guys, last 5 minutes. I want to honor the hour, even though we didn't play any games. This is great. I want to catch up with you guys. We'll do 3 more minutes of Ask Me Anything. And once again, as we wait for more questions, a reminder that you can follow Jake's progress, at least his scoring progress, right here at panambowling.com. And then if any of you are around at 2 p.m. tomorrow in the afternoon, I'll be posting some links to a live stream. Peruvian food is delicious. Lots of rice dishes and ceviche. Yes, we've had both so far. Yes, we have FaceTimed with Sean and Kayla regularly. Thank you, Fangirl, for asking. Thanks, Clay, for doing a live stream on my birthday. Yeah, your Peruvian birthday, no problem, Harry. Hey, Rosie, hope you're doing well. Do we have a dog sitter while we're away? No, Sean and Kayla are home. And then when the whole family's away, yes, Sean's girlfriend Fernanda and her family have been looking after Mickey. Just like when Fernanda goes away, we look after their dog Troy. Peru is indeed beautiful. It is. It is indeed. Who's my favorite superhero? Back in the day, I was a Superman guy. The whole Superman versus Batman. I knew they fought in a couple. I like Superman and I like the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, doing great. Thank you, Rosie. Doing absolutely great. Have you seen the bowling clip on YouTube where the guy screams, "Who do you think you are? I am." Yes, that is Pete Weber, a legend in bowling. He's had some pretty funny interviews since saying he was trying to say, "I'm the man," and "Who do you think you are?" Who do you think you are? But it just didn't come out right. What do you think the likelihood is that Canucks move Myers and/or add another D before the season? Corey, I think along with the PD extension, that's going to be the biggest topic, biggest discussion point facing the Canucks. And I do think, excuse me, I do think the Canucks will move them before the season starts. I think that's always been one of the priorities of this current management. Did Mickey react crazy when you FaceTime Sean and Kayla? No, he didn't react, but you know what's interesting, fangirl? Kayla slept over at her godmother's house for 2 days, so really it's just been Sean and Mickey at home. And Sean did say that Mickey's a bit more anxious, so Mickey's not the smartest dog in the world, that's for sure. But I do think Mickey's smart enough to notice that me, Gail, and Jacob are away, because usually he sleeps with either Jacob or me and Gail. So if his sleeping companions aren't around, I think he doesn't know we're in Peru. I can't believe I just said that. My dog doesn't know that we're in Peru, but I think he's certainly aware that we're not around right now. And of course, he wouldn't know if it's permanent or stuff. Like, we told him we're going to be back, but I don't think he understands English. So he's being a little bit anxious and really attached to Sean, which is kind of sweet, actually. The next destination after Peru. Oh, good question, Harry. I want to do a cruise for my 50th birthday in June, but it looks like we may have to do a family trip to the Philippines and maybe work in a trip to Japan in there as well. So I'm certainly not complaining, but that's what my next major trip may be. Do I take Myers for a 6? Yeah, because he's in his last season as a Canuck, I think I take anything for the cap space. I really do. Yeah, I think I'm beyond hope, Jed. Jed, by the way, Frank Buffa, if you know about bowling coaching and bowling legends, Frank Buffa is here with the Canadian team, and he's awesome. I just love speaking with him. Can Sean and your daughter cook? Yeah, actually, after Gail, Sean and Kayla are the best cooks in the family. If Jacob and I were on our own at home, we'd be useless, absolutely useless. Sean, they cooked barbecue steak, corn. They had a really, really nice dinner. We were FaceTiming them over dinner tonight. Would you consider getting another dog? We've talked about this before. Frank, good questions today. We talked about this before, but I don't think it's going to happen. But if it was, it could be male or female. Mickey is fixed, so he can't breed any dogs, if you know what I mean. So male or female, it wouldn't make a difference to me. Imagine you're in the Philippines and the Canucks win the Cup and you can't go to the finals then. Yeah, I wouldn't go to the Philippines until July then, to be safe. I met Frank and Mark, great family and great point. Yes, Wizards. That's awesome, Jed. One player in the NHL you'd want to most join the Canucks' current team, McDavid or Makar. Can you imagine a Hughes and Makar first pairing? Do you think Canucks possibly move Connor Garland next season? Yeah, I think they're always trying. They've always tried with the 3, with Besser, Garland, and Beauvillier. And I think that's a good point to end. Hopefully Tyler and Shannon, I've been seeing the message. I hope you guys can get everything figured out. If I may, I think, Shannon, the way your message was typed was a bit tricky to decipher. And I think Tyler was doing his best to decipher it, just like I was. And I certainly think there wasn't any intentional harm there, but I'll let you two sort it out. Tyler does seem very, very apologetic for what it's worth. Friends, you guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. Moderators, thank you. Didn't look too busy tonight, which is great. Members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Andrew Chang, thank you for being here as well. Lucas Gates is here, but thank you for your support, your tremendous support. Thank you as well to Hall of Fame and franchise members for your wonderful support as well. That's what I meant to say. I appreciate you, always appreciate you, never take you for granted, and that goes for every single person that was in here tonight, everyone who left a comment, everyone who made time to find the stream, even though I just kind of put it up kind of randomly on my community board. And thank you for everyone that subscribed as well. Also, to everyone who did a little extra, the donations, I know Lucas was in there and Fangirl with some donations. I appreciate it. I can't see it right now, but I know there were some membership gifting, so I appreciate all of that as well. Like I said, I can't see it on my, can I find it on my other screen? Let me see, because I do want to give the shout-outs if I can. Let me see here. Oh yeah, it is showing that Adam gifted a membership. Adam gifted 2 memberships, Coach Rob gifted a membership. So yes, donations from Lucas and Fangirl, membership gifting from Adam and Coach Rob. Thanks to all of you. I appreciate your generosity as well. If you are listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Thank you to my sponsors, Vanity Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss. And thanks to all of you for watching. I always appreciate you. I never take you for granted. So on your way out, you can subscribe, you can like the video, you can leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership, or gift memberships. I'm going to post this as a podcast, finish my Pepsi, then climb back into bed. We have an early morning, then we're off to the bowling alley. And like I said, Jacob bowls at 2 p.m. Pacific. 2 p.m. Pacific. Look for the U21 link on that website, panambowling.com. All right. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate you being here. Harry, happy birthday for real. Your time in about 28 minutes. And to everyone else, I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being here and taking some time out of your schedule. So I think the next time I'm going to stream is likely, Jacob does amazing. I'll probably do a midweek stream for sure. There's no Canucks After Dark tomorrow. We actually were supposed to do one last Monday, but it didn't work out, and there wasn't really much to talk about. Parker and I agreed that it wasn't worth having a show. So no Canucks After Dark tomorrow, and then I'll likely stream one more time before we leave on Saturday, especially if Jacob does really well. All right? Okay. Thanks again for being here. I always appreciate you. I never take you for granted. So stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And before I came here, I didn't know how cold it was going to be. So I went to the store and I bought a pair of gloves just in case that I needed it here in Peru. But unfortunately, when I bought them home and they were both lefts. They're both left-handed gloves. They're 2 lefts. So on the one hand, it's great. But on the other hand, it's just not right. God bless. And go Canucks go.